Hello everyone, it's Karina with Karina Loves to Plan. Welcome back to my channel. I am here for a new pen and ink day courtesy of Bleskit Canada. So I was actually at the Chicago Pen Show, and what had happened was I had posted a video showing the things that I wanted to check out at the Chicago Pen Show. So it was my prep for the Chicago Pen Show. After that video got published, it was a Saturday, so I was already at the Chicago Pen Show. S from Bleskit Canada messaged me and said, "Don't buy that pen." And I thought, why? What's going on? So we met up for a quick chat over WhatsApp, and I didn't need to purchase this pen because Bleskit Canada wanted to send it to me for review. And then they also sent me some KWZ inks, which they are now stocking. This is something new in their shop. And then they sent me the Coffee Monsters Co. Forgotten Iced Coffee ink, which I'm very excited to swatch. So let's get started. We'll get the inks out of the way first here, and then we will open this pen. So there we go. Ooh, it is a Diplomat. My first Diplomat. I have never tried this brand before, so I was very intrigued. And this is, oh goodness, the Diplomat Viper. And this is in the brown. Oh wow, look at that. Let's move this out of the way here. Look at that brown finish and those, I guess, quills or scales. Gosh, that feels so interesting in the hand. Not at all uncomfortable. It's just a texture thing that you just like to rub that. And then this cap is magnetic, and it is so satisfying. I did try this at the San Francisco Chicago Pen Show, and I loved this. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Bring my microphone closer here. Oh, something so satisfying about that magnetic closure. Lovely. So it is a snap cap with a magnetic closure. It is not a twist cap, to reveal a hooded nib. And then you've got kind of brushed metal section here. You can see the feed and in the hooded nib. And then it features a cartridge converter. Beautiful pen. It's lovely. How does it feel in my hand? It feels a little narrow and quite light, actually. It's not a pen that I would have thought I would ever go for. Now, does it post? Oh, it does. Oh, and that feels nice posted. Not at all back heavy. It seems to actually make it the perfect weight in my hand when I post it. Now, where the edge of the cap sits is in that pearly Q section of my thumb. Yes, I figured out what the name of this section of my hand was. The skin between the thumb and the forefinger is called the pearly Q. Anyway, go ahead and Google that. But it actually is not uncomfortable based on where the pen sits in my hand. Oh, I really like the way that that looks. That's lovely. But look at just the finish on there, the brown clip and then the trim. This really, really satisfies my brown. Like, the only thing though is that this section kind of throws me off. Like, I wish it had been the same color, but then it's also the same color as the nib. But then once the pen is capped, you don't really notice that. So it's not a big deal. It's only when you're writing with the pen that that kind of breaks up the section. But oh, that's lovely. That is really, really lovely. So let's go ahead and compare this to other pens that I have in my collection. We'll go ahead and weigh it, and then we will swatch these inks, and then I will probably put KWZ It Smells Like Coffee in this pen. So there is the Diplomat Viper, and we'll actually compare it to another snap cap, the Waterman Karen, and then compare it to Pelikan M800, TWSBI Eco, and an Esterbrook Model J. Just look at these. I wanted to compare it to, oh, actually, you know, I want to compare it to another snap cap in my collection, which is the Lamy 2000. So I'll actually take the Model J out of here. and compare all of the snap caps to it, because also the Lamy 2000 has a hooded nib. So in terms of the length is pretty similar to the Waterman Karen and almost is like the exact same length as the Lamy 2000. Slightly shorter, which is like a smidge shorter than the Pelican M800. And then, yeah, almost, or just a smidge shorter than the TWSBI Eco. So let's look at them all uncapped. There they are uncapped, and you can see that the Waterman Karen and the Diplomat Viper are pretty much the same in length, and it's a little bit longer than the Lamy 2000. And then in terms of its length, probably around the same as the M800, and then the TWSBI Eco is the longest. But it's interesting to me how the Diplomat Viper probably looks the most narrow compared to all these pens. And then I want to just look at all of these posted. And I don't normally post my pens, but the three that I do post are the Waterman Karen, the Lamy 2000, and probably this Diplomat Viper. So in terms of length, once it's posted, the Lamy 2000 is the longest. And then the Diplomat Viper and the Waterman Karen are still pretty much exactly the same in length. Now, for me, when I hold the Lamy 2000, when I write with it, it's very comfortable when it is posted like that. So I'm thinking that with just the weight of this pen, as well as it being posted, I think it'll be very, very comfortable in the hand. I don't have calipers to be able to measure the width of the grip section. It feels like it would be narrower than what I'm normally used to, but let's look at it here with the Waterman Karen. I feel like it is going to be slightly narrower than the Waterman Karen. And then the Lamy 2000, I mean, it's hard to compare these two because they shape so differently, but I don't know if you can see the difference in width there. And then for me, the most comfortable grip section is either on the Esterbrook Esty or the Model J. And yes, the Diplomat Viper is definitely narrower than the Model J grip section, but I'm sorry, I don't have the exact measurements for that. Let's go ahead and weigh this pen, and then I will, ooh, that's so satisfying. Oh my gosh, let's do that again. Satisfying. All right. What was I doing? I got distracted. I will go ahead and weigh this pen, and then I will do swatches of these inks, and then ink up the pen with It Smells Like Coffee, and then do a quick writing sample. Okay, so capped, the pen is 30 grams, and then uncapped, please don't roll away, please don't roll away, is 22 grams. So, oh, hold on, it changed. 21 grams. So that would make the cap 9 grams. That's actually a good weight of a pen for me. I like that. I like that. Oh, but even just the script section feels so smooth. And I know that texture may not work for everybody, but I really like that. Some people would find this a little bit slippery, but we'll see how it feels when I write and do my writing sample with that. All right, so I'm now in my Hobonichi A5 notebook with 52 GSM Tomoe River paper, and these stamps are from Everyday Explorers Co. They come from, I believe it's her currently inked or new ink day collection. So the first ink I have here is KWZ. This is a new brand that's come to Bleskett, and I'm so excited to receive this. So this is the It Smells Like Coffee. Oh my gosh, look at that box, and look at that bottle. That artwork is fantastic. Now the size of this bottle is, where does that say? 60 mils. So that is a lot in there. I love the glass bottle. No leakage, thankfully. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a quick swatch here with my Speedball B-nib along with my Kakimori steel nib. Oh, I've just opened that bottle, and oh my gosh, that smell is very yummy and satisfying. And look at that brown. That's gorgeous. Oh, lovely. Oh, I'm going to be excited to ink that up for 15 inks 30 days. So then let's do writing here. So the brand is, oh, I got a lot on there. KWZ Inks or Ink. And this is It Smells Like Coffee. Wow. Beautiful brown. Oh, and that smell is gorgeous. Normally, I can be very sensitive to smells as well, but this is like a lovely chocolatey coffee. Yum. The next ink that was sent to me is the Coffee Monsters Co. Forgotten Iced Coffee. I have to say that well, there's many things that Helen does really well, but Helen just excels in design for anything that she does. And all of this is so detailed and so well thought out. Like, I love that. And I had heard a few things about this ink being maybe a little bit dry. This will be my first, I believe, my first Esterbrook ink that I'll have tried. But look at the bottle as well. Love the frosted bottle. Beautiful. Now you probably have already seen what this ink looks like. Oh, let's not move the camera. Okay. Ooh. Ooh, it is like really gray to me. Let's wait until that dries. Get some on my Kakimori nib here. Yeah, that looks really gray. So the brand is Esterbrook and Coffee Monsters Co. And the brand is, or the name is Forgotten Iced Coffee. Seems to actually be quite legible. And as it dries, you can see that it is turning into more of like a grayish brown. I really like that. I don't think I have anything in my collection that looks like that. Very, very cool. Before I ink up the pen, I just want to note this converter. It's got a little spring in there, and I think it's there to agitate the ink once it's in there. I haven't actually seen that in, or that type of spring in other converters. So I believe that Diplomat have their own converters that work with their pens. So I don't think this would work with, for example, JoWo nibs. So this one is, oh no, that is the wrong. Do I have other converters here? Like, for example, this is a Pilot converter. Everyone hates this converter, just saying. But if I pull out a, let's see here, which pen has a converter in it? Like, for example, my Zodiac Pen Co. here. This is a Schmidt converter that you find with JoWo nibs. Look at the difference between those two. So yeah, I believe Diplomat have their own proprietary converters in there, so you wouldn't be able to use just any converter in this pen. And it's good to know ahead of time, but also good to know ahead of time that for the price point of this pen, so in Canada this is $110 Canadian, and then I've seen this in at other retailers like Atlas, for example. For the price of this pen, under $100, you get a really, really, really great deal. All right, so let's go ahead and ink this up. All right, so now I have my pen profile stamp, which is also from the Everyday Explorers Co., and I'll leave a link in the description below. But I still can't get over the texture of this pen. It's really satisfying. So the brand is Diplomat. Oh, it's a little wet here. Hold on, I might have to wait a minute. Here we go. So the brand is Diplomat. I feel like the ink it's wet. Model is the Viper, and the nib is a fine medium, and the color is brown, and it is inked with, it looks so different because, you know what, I'm gonna wait because I did rinse this beforehand, so just let's wait. There we go, that's a little better here. So Diplomat, Viper in the fine medium, and the color is brown, and it is inked with KWZ. It smells, gosh, I cannot spell today, like Coffee. Wow, really cannot spell today. My first ever Diplomat, and I am impressed by the quality of this pen for $110 Canadian. The fine medium nib is very smooth and has great flow. And just a reminder that I filled the converter, I didn't fill through the nib. The pen is comfortable, but possibly a tad narrow for long writing sessions. And that's just a personal preference for me. I don't find the grip section slippery, and the texture of the pen is not noticeable when writing. And for me, texture is a big thing. I love the magnetic snap cap. I, from my first impressions, would recommend this pen. And just one more time because it's so satisfying. All right, so thank you so much to Bleskett Canada for sending the Diplomat Viper as well as the KWZ It Smells Like Coffee, as well as the Esterbrook Forgotten Iced Coffee. I love these two. I don't have any other inks that look like this. I thought it would be a little bit more brown, but it's a different type of gray. It's a grayish, more gray than brown, but I really like the It Smells Like Coffee, and you can still smell it while you're writing with it. Some people might find that overwhelming. Smelly inks that have a scent, or scented inks. That's what I'm trying to say. Scented inks may not work for everybody because of that sensitivity, and that's okay. But I love the color of this ink. I love the way that it's saturated. I love that it is a good flowing ink. But the smell or the scent may not work for everyone. But I do recommend going over to Bleskett Canada to check out their new line of KWZ inks. And you can always use the code Karina10 for 10% off. It's just a discount code. There's no affiliate for me. It's just something that we wanted to offer to everyone. All right, so overall, my first impressions, I am impressed with this pen, and I cannot get over this. Hold on. Do it again. And again. So for anybody who is a bit of a fidgeter like me, that is really satisfying. But overall, for the price point, really great value, and really, I think, just a well-built pen for the price point. All right, but that is it for me. Thank you all so much for watching. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. If you like this video, please leave me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and have yourselves a great day.